And welcome to this ISC World Tournament game featuring the Hill United Chiefs and the Circle Tap Dukes. Good evening, I'm Steve Sabrin. Hill United, the visiting team, and it's Brad Ezekiel leading things off, facing Roman Godoy and the Circle Tap Dukes. A quick start to this game, of course, just finishing off the ISC 2 championship game. Irma Tigers defeating the Three Cheers Pub 5-1. There was a rain delay earlier as Godoy starts chasing some flies away. But it was a rain delay for that championship game, so that's why there's the 2-hour delay in getting this game underway. And a quick turnaround here to get things going. So it is now Brad Ezekiel up to the plate for Hill United, sitting at a 1-2 count against Roman Godoy. We'll get to the rest of the Chiefs' batting lineup in just a moment as Ezekiel fires one down the third baseline, and he'll try to race into second base. Throw to the far part of the bag, though, and Ezekiel is in with a leadoff double. So he continues his tear in the tournament so far. Ezekiel followed by Nick Carril and Nick Shales. Bruno Montroni batting fourth. Jason Hill fifth. Jeff Ellsworth will bat sixth. Mark Johnson in the seventh spot. Shane Boland batting eighth, and James Todd Hunter batting ninth. Adam Folkard will pitch for Hill United tonight. So a leadoff double for Ezekiel on Roman Godoy, and Carril stepping up to the plate. Good crowd on hand as the stands in behind the home plate almost to capacity, and of course fans scattered around the outfield here on this Thursday night. The two teams on the field now undefeated, so are the other two teams yet to play in, the Gremlins and the Cubs. So we'll be down to two undefeated teams after this evening, and they'll face off tomorrow night in one of the later games. Godoy, known to keep the ball down, uses a changeup extensively. Will go to the rise ball every so often, as that one's fouled off to the first base side. Nick Carril, 3 for 8 so far in the tournament. One home run and a couple RBIs. He might be able to extend that. Changeup sails in, and that just misses the strike zone with Ezekiel at second base. Two and two the count on Carril. Shakes off his catcher. Wants a new sign, and they'll discuss what they want to do here. Originally, this game was to start at 6 o'clock this evening, but because of the rain delay from the preceding contest, that's why the late start. 2-2 pitch coming in, and that's high. 3-2 now on the batter, Carril. Sitting on deck, Nick Shales, one of the most dangerous hitters in the sport. Three-two pitch, Flies in for a strike. Carril didn't argue with that one, caught looking. And he's the first strikeout victim of the night for Godoy. And that will bring Nick Shales to the plate, with the runner perched at second base. Both teams coming through the winners brackets. Hill United handling their end pretty easily. Circle Tap had a closer game the other night, fending off the Holman Twins 2-0. Nick Shale struggling a little bit, 2 for 9 in the tournament, looking to get things started. His teammates have picked him up, no doubt about it, including the leadoff hitter Ezekiel, who came in tonight with a 6 for 11 mark, 4 home runs and 12 ribbies. Ezekiel now sitting on second base. A lot of those ribbies coming in on the grand slam that he hit in his last game versus Nith River. And when you look at the 3 contests Hill United has played in so far, they've outscored their opponents 27-1. Maybe a little different situation here against a much better team in Circle Tap. However, you never know. Circle Tap themselves coming in, scoring 24 runs and allowing 8 in the 3 games that they've played. 2-1 count on the batter, and Shale skies one to right field. This will be playable. Hauled in. Ezekiel's going to tag and get to third base. So Shales is erased on the fly out to right, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Bruno Montrone, who knows a thing or two about hitting.
Now batting, the catcher number 28, Bruno Montrone.
And again, another timeout here as the battery wants to discuss their strategy in facing the cleanup hitter for Hill United. We've seen this before. Lataja, the catcher, not afraid to pop up from behind the plate and go talk to his pitcher. Godoy missing his spot there, and the at-bat opens up with a ball. One and 0 pitch. Montrone takes it for a strike. Montrone is 3 for 9 in the tournament, has a home run, 3 RBIs. Godoy not happy with what's in front of the pitcher's circle. One and 2 on the batter. Here's Godoy. He'll offer it up, and Montrone reaches out to shortstop. Quick throw, and Circle Tap defense comes through here in the top of the first inning. So Ezekiel with the leadoff double, but he's stranded at third base after he came over on a sacrifice fly, and Hill United unable to take advantage of it. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Circle Tap, first chance at the sticks. You're watching the ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario on the ISC Network.
To an ISC event? Then stop waiting. Check out our website or social media pages to see when the next event will be near you and come be a part of the experience.
We go to the bottom of the first inning with Circle Tap coming up to hit here. It'll be Frederico Eder leading things off for the Dukes. That'll be followed by Matt Ratliff, Manuel Godoy batting third, Blair Ezekiel batting fourth, Tyler Dudley batting fifth, Zane Van Lieshout batting sixth, Lucas Latasha batting seventh, Paddock coming in the eighth spot, Tom Crouch batting ninth, and of course Roman Godoy not hitting, doing the pitching tonight. And the Circle Tap Dukes hitters have the pleasure of facing one Adam Folkard this evening. And all he's done so far this tournament is throw 14 innings, allow just 1 run on 5 hits. He has 31 strikeouts compared to his 5 walks. So dominant can be a word that you can use for Adam Folkard's performance so far in this tournament. One-on-one count on the batter here. Eder takes strike number 2. Velocities kicked up just a little bit here in this game. Adam Folkard not wasting any time in burying that ball deep in his catcher's mitt. Bruno Montroni calling the signals in behind the plate. That pitch just missing. Shane Boland at third base for Hill United. Nick Schell's in at second. Nick Schell's at short, Todd Hunter at second. And the first baseman is Jason Hill. Swing and a miss by Eder as he strikes out to lead off the bottom of the first inning. In the outfield, left field, Mark Johnson. In center field will be Brad Ezekiel. And in the right field area, Nico Carrillo will be patrolling that part of the field. Matt Ratliff coming up to the plate for Hill United now. 5 for 9 on the tournament, has 5 RBIs to his statistics as well. Right now trying to get on base against Adam Folkard. Big cut by Ratliff, nowhere close to that pitch as it dove off the side of the plate. It was funny, I was talking with Tyler Pauli in an interview we did for CKNX, talking about the difference in hitting, and he mentioned that closer distance, less reaction time in fastball, hardball. The ball will move a little bit more on the pitches. I don't know when you look at what Adam Folkard can do with the ball. It's moving pretty good up there, side to side, up and down. You don't know where it's going to end up. Right now he's behind Ratliff, though, 3-1. Folkard will lose Ratliff, and he takes the walk. So Manuel Godoy now will step up to the plate with a runner at first base.
Batting, the right fielder, number 52, Manuel Godoy.
Overcast sky here this evening over the Peter Holman Ball Yard in Kitchener, Ontario. Temperature just above 20 degrees. And Godoy couldn't hold up there. Strike number one. On one delivery, high and outside. Ball one. Strike number two. And Godoy well behind Folkard now, sitting at 1-2 on the count. One-two delivery. And that thrown outside of the strike zone. Manuel does not bite. Just to note, no relation between Manuel Godoy and Roman Godoy. Just happen to live in the same town and same name. Just if you were wondering. Swing and a miss by Godoy. Strikeout number two in the inning. And second out of the inning. Blair Ezekiel now stepping up to the plate. He's had a decent tournament so far, 4 for 10 with 3 ribbies. Has a runner at first base. Just a little behind that in timing as it's fouled out of play. So we got to witness a pretty exciting ISC 2 championship game between the Irma Tigers out of Alberta and the Three Cheers Pub out of St. John's, Newfoundland. Congratulations to both teams. And the entertainment doesn't disappear here. 2 premier teams in the ISC bracket battling it out as it's fouled off by Ezekiel. Asked by the umpire if he's okay. That pitch was tight and inside. He seems to be all right. Speaking of the umpire crew, Serge Laflamme calling the balls and strikes tonight from Quebec. Alan Blanchard at first from California. And Kevin Wallace from Illinois at third. That's the list I was given anyway. 0-2 on Ezekiel right now with 2 away. Down to second base on the throw, but Shales couldn't pick it up off the ground. They may have had a shot at Ratliff, but he slides into second safely. So Ratliff gets himself into scoring position. And Blair Ezekiel has an opportunity for an RBI here in the bottom of the first. Time is called as Ezekiel wants a moment to regroup. Here's the pitch, fouls it off. See Ratliff sitting at second base, hoping his teammate can push something through the infield. Chase him in for the opening run of the game. And that's too far inside, 2-2. I'm Steve Sabrin, joined now by Joe Todd, who's been very busy getting things organized for the ISC 2. His job, I'm sure, is not done for some other parts of the tournament, but one end of it is wrapped up.
Yes. Great game we had there, and stay tuned. We got some great games following.
Segal granted time as Folkard was again shaking off his catcher Montroni.
Thank you for pinch hitting and flying solo for maybe 3 innings.
I have my blueberry pie, Joe. I'm all fueled up, ready to go.
I didn't.
2-2 pitch. Strike 3 is called as Ezekiel's punched out on strikeout. So Folkard gives up the walk to Ratliff, but he strands him at second with 3 strikeouts. And Circle Tap unable to take advantage of their runner. So we go to the top of the second inning. Hill, Ellsworth, Johnson, the batters due up. You're watching the ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario on the ISC Network.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
To the top of the second we go. No score in the ball game, and it's going to be Jason Hill leading things off for the Hill United Chiefs. Roman Godoy getting the start tonight for Circle Tap. His defense, third baseman Tom Crouch. At short is Federico Eder. At second, Tyler Dudley. And at first base is Blair Ezekiel. His outfield consists of Zane Van Lieshout in left, center Matt Ratliff, and right field Manuel Godoy. The DB tonight, Guillermo Padit, and behind the plate, Bruno Montroni. Or check that, pardon me, Leo Lataja.
Leo Lasasa.
Yeah, Lataja behind the home plate for Circle Tap. When you're reading off the lineup card, Joe, you got to have it on the right side.
Yes, that's
that
key.
Usually helps. Nice pitch by Roman Godoy. We've seen that changeup used several times to get batters swinging. Two and two on Hill right now. Another changeup comes in, and Hill is fooled. Strikeout victim for Godoy, the second of the game. Jeff Ellsworth now due up to hit. Ellsworth coming into the game 4 for 8. Listed as the designated player tonight as he fouls it off to the third base side.
Little slower pace here.
Ellsworth flashing bunt, but pulls it back quickly as the pitch sails in high.
Good crowd here tonight. Still anticipating with that Hallman Cubs game following this game.
Little off-speed pitch on the outside corner. 1-2 now the count. Well, it's nice on a Thursday night. A little later than what organizers had anticipated for start times, but the good crowd. And
so far we've avoided the rain, other than maybe 10 minutes maybe today.
It was a hard 10 minutes, though.
Yes, it was.
It was a hard 10 minutes.
Yes.
So it's one thing for it not to rain. It's another thing to make sure the diamond's in tip-top shape, so it's good for the players.
Yeah, this diamond drains very well, tiled when it was under construction.
2-2 delivery. Another changeup coming in, and Ellsworth is punched out on strikeouts. Mark Johnson will step up to the plate. So we mentioned Godoy's changeup is used more often than not, and right there, 2 batters up, 2 batters down on the changeup. Key for Godoy will be whether or not he can hit some of his other pitches for strikes to keep batters on their toes. Because if you start missing with that drop ball or anything else, the changeup, tough to be the only pitch you can throw.
True.
And there's a perfect example right there. Good hard pitch to the outside part of the plate, and now Godoy has options. Riseball gets him swinging for strike number 2.
That Riseball must be moving because Mark Johnson's a very disciplined hitter.
Trying to climb the ladder a little higher. Had a pitch to Burns, sitting at 1-2. Now if you're Johnson, do you sit on that changeup?
No, he'll come back with a low rise ball, I believe. Him and Leo Latassa are now on the same page. Latassa kind of, yes, I want that pitch.
I kept the ball low in the strike zone. Good call, Joe. Stays at 1-2. Fouled off. Good piece of hitting by Hill to stay alive here in the, or Johnson, pardon me, to keep the at-bat going. One-two pitch, look out. Tight on the inside part of the plate, and Johnson was able to spin away just in time. Two-two offering right here. And Latasha wants to reset. A very active catcher, not afraid to run back and forth from the pitcher's circle, and look at that, calls time and immediately trots out. We saw this in the other game Tuesday night, Joe, where he made several trips to talk to his pitcher.
Yes. Really, it's important that they stay on that same page. But make sure that what I call you're throwing, because the infielders are also signaling his location, so they're moving defensively in that same spot.
3-2 on Johnson right now. That slammed to center field on a line right to the center fielder for Circle Tap and Matt Ratliff. So hard hit, but hauled in for the flyout, and that will do it for Hill United. And Circle Tap will go to the bottom of the second to the sticks with Tyler Dudley, Zane Van Lieshout, and Lucas Latasia due up to hit. You're watching the ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario on the ISC Network.
A legendary pitcher. Unbreakable records.
That's got a mile. Goes a mile high to the wall, to the track. Say bye-bye baseball.
And that ball is lifted up and going back to left field. What a great grab. Off speed is deep, and you can get out of this ballpark.
5 Hall of Famers. 3 World Championships.
And that ball is driven out deep.
Pitch from Parker is driven deep. Shane Boland to the fence. It's gone. Shane Boland has hit the game-winning home run.
The Toronto Gators, gone but not forgotten.
We go to the bottom of the second. Tyler Dudley to lead things off against Adam Folkard. Both teams unable to crack the scoreboard here early in the game. Just the one hit. That was a Ezekiel double back in the first inning. Circle Tap's runner came in the form of a walk to Matt Ratliff in the bottom of the first. Dudley holds off on that offering from Folkard. Swing and a miss. Fouled off. Not a miss, fouled off, but still a strike. Three-one pitch. Oh, and the look on Tyler Dudley's face on that one, as he couldn't put the brakes on the offering, and it's sitting at 1-2 now, the count. And Folkard sits Dudley down via the strikeout for the first out of the inning. Zane Van Lieshout coming up, the left fielder for Circle Tap.
With 1 out, the batter is the left fielder, number 73, Zane Van Lieshout.
Folkard starting things off with a strike. Van Lieshout DP'd in Circle Tap's last game against the Kitchener Holman Cubs tonight, getting the start in left field. Able to stay on that pitch, but fouls it to the first base side, and he's now in the hole 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Van Lieshout holds up on that one out of the strike zone. Folkard couldn't get him to chase. Lucas Latasia on deck. That ball a little too far inside and along the ground. So 2-2, the count evens up. Great pitch by Folkard as Van Lieshout couldn't keep up with it. Second strikeout victim of the inning, and it's going to be Lucas Latasha coming up to the plate. So, again, Adam Folkard playing keep away from his defense. All 5 outs recorded so far have been via the strikeout. Folkard adding to his total. 31 strikeouts coming into tonight. He can tack on another 5. And he starts off Latasha with this strike. Game 61 of 70 here this evening as we're inching closer to the championship final. Some big games coming up. Of course, the next one featuring the Holman Cubs and the New York Gremlins. Friday night, the undefeated game's going to be played into Saturday. 3 games scheduled, including the championship game, 7 o'clock Saturday night.
That's a good pitch, attaboy.
Two and 1 pitch. And that cuts the outside corner for strike number 2. Latasha not agreeing with that call whatsoever. Making his thoughts known to the home plate umpire. Now he'll dig himself in. Folkard here, trying to punch himself out of the inning. K's up and down the scorebook. 3 strikeouts swinging. And Adam Folkard does it himself. So circle tap. Go down in order. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. Due up Shane Boland, James Todd-Hunter, and then top of the order Brad Ezekiel for the Hill United Chiefs. This is the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
Jukasa Radio 93.5 FM, operating from the 6 nations of the Grand River Territory, is dedicated to the promotion of Indigenous culture, positive initiatives, language, and music to our youth. We offer a unique blend of top 40, hip-hop, R&B programming, and Indigenous music. You can count on Jukasa Radio 93.5 FM to help your voice be heard. Our interactive call-in shows feature locally produced news, sports, health, current affairs, and social issues. Unique programming with an Indigenous perspective. Listen live at jukasaradio.ca or download the Jukasa Radio app free from your app store.
Top of the 3rd inning we go. Shane Boland, James Todd-Hunter, and Brad Ezekiel slated to take a look at what Roman Godoy has to offer. And that's shot up the middle, scooped up by the shortstop. Long throw, and not in time as Boland races down the first baseline. Hot shot towards second base. Somehow Federico Eder got there, and he tried to short hop the ball to his first baseman, but just not in time, and an infield hit gets Boland on base. So James Todd-Hunter now will step up to the plate. That's the second hit of the night for the Hill United Chiefs. Todd Hunter showing a bunt. Pulled it back. Corners playing well in for Circle Tap. Blair Ezekiel and Tom Crouch, first and third respectively. Standard bunt defense here. Todd Hunter pulled it back quickly but fouled it off out of play to the first base side. That foul. That bunt goes foul. Counted as strike number 2, 1-2. One-two offering. There's that changeup. This time it misses, and Todd Hunter doesn't bite. So 2-2. Patience showed by the batter here, with the runner at first base. There goes the runner. Hit and run was on, and Todd Hunter able to slam it through the infield. Boland had a stutter step because the ball was in the air to make sure nobody caught it on a line drive. And look at that. Runners on first and second with nobody out. Back-to-back singles. And that's going to bring up the top of the order, and the hot-hitting Brad Ezekiel stepping up to the plate. A double to lead things off back in the first inning. He ended up being stranded at third base. One of the top hitters in the tournament so far. Fouls that first pitch of the at-bat out of play. I think that one's still flying towards the parking lot. Had a little bit of juice on it. And Ezekiel quickly falls behind 0-2. Now the guessing games begin. Look for Godoy to try to keep the ball low in the strike zone here. And that's flared to right field. That's sky high. Manuel Godoy comes in, makes the catch, quickly gets it into the infield. And there's one out here in the top of the third. Nico Carril coming up to the plate, strikeout looking back of the first. As Ezekiel tried to go with the pitch on the outside part of the plate, but just got underneath it. So now the Circle Tap Dukes making sure they have their defensive setup the way they want it.
This will be a real test for Roman Godoy. Real meat of the order for the Hill United Chiefs. Carril, Shields, and Montroni. Just one out. Runner at first and second. We're in the top of the third inning.
Good block by Latasha on that hard throw that went into the dirt. 1-0 pitch to third base. Touch third. Go to first. Looking for the double play. And they get it. So good play by Crouch. The step and throw. And that eliminates any circle tap threat here in the top of the third. Or Hill United threat in the top of the third. It's going to be circle tap coming up in the bottom. This is the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario. You're watching it on the ISC Network.
Swung on and missed. Strike three, and the Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. Back-to-back Jets! It's the local kid who wins it.
Swing and a miss. Jarvis. Three-peats.
Adam Falkert, absolutely.
Here comes the throw to the plate. Are the world champions.
2015 ISC Men's World Champions.
Shane Bowen has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
Fittingly, it's Adam on to first, and the United Chiefs back to the top of the mountain.
ISC Canada East, home of champions.
We go to the bottom of the third. Guillermo Patat, Tom Crouch coming up, and then Federico Eder, the top of the circle tap order. All to face Adam Folkard, who so far, Joe, has been a steamroller here in the early going.
Well, he's got the letter K down pat so far in the scorebook. He's got 6 of them.
Favorite letter in the alphabet for a pitcher.
And they're all going forward, so they're all going down swinging.
Almost an overthrow there by Folkart to open up this at bat. So you have these 4 teams left tonight. They're all undefeated. And then there's a couple other teams scattered through that are still alive in the tournament, but they can't afford any more losses. One of them being the Nith River Monsters. They won today.
Again, and the Bear Bottom Lodge.
We saw them play just before the ISC2 championship game. Solid single to right field, so Circle Tap gets the leadoff runner aboard here in the third, first hit of the game for Circle Tap. That'll bring up Tom Crouch. Kitchener Holman Twins winning as well, so they're still in the mix, beating the Kansas City Monarchs today. So still a lot of things to figure out as teams try to work their way through and try to get to Saturday. Bunt showed, strike taken by Crouch. Pulled the bunt back and takes another strike, 0-2 quickly.
Adam way up in the count now, gets to kind of move the ball outside that strike zone right now, if he wishes.
Or he could go right down the middle with power. Crouch out swinging, and Federico Eder coming up, a strikeout victim back in the first. So the ISC2 bracket is finished up. Championship game played earlier today with Irma winning it over the Three Cheers Pub, 5-1. The Under 23 and Legends tournament getting underway today, and that will carry on through to Saturday. And of course the ISC bracket working its way through the rest of the teams. Hard to believe this tournament started last Saturday on the downhill run now, Joe.
Yes.
You got momentum on your side.
Well, you talked about earlier, game 61 of 70, so 9 games still to be played on the Men's World Tournament bracket.
To the third base side, foul. 0-2, quickly the count on Eder. The shortstop for Circle Tap making a fantastic catch. grabbed a ball that was headed towards center field, but had to bounce the throw to first, not in time. Amazed he got to that ball in the first place anyhow. Now trying to do it with the stick, 0-2.
Circle Tap trying to find a way to advance that runner. Guillermo Paytat.
Eder staying alive. You almost get the feeling that one run could do it tonight.
Yes, exactly. It can be a very low scoring game. Both teams are right at their A1 game. Both pitchers very sharp.
Eder staying alive on that offering. Out in front of it, but able to foul it off. Still sitting at 0-2.
Nicholas Gatiss from Sport TV Network saying, stop hitting my camera.
Yeah, that's seen a few foul balls here tonight.
So if you see the camera jiggling a little bit, that means the ball is bouncing off that screen and very close to the camera as well.
I tell you, though, if there was a ladder competition, Nick would be number one.
I want him on my team.
1-2 pitch and cuts the outside corner, and Eder will give an extra look at the umpire, but he is down on strikeouts for the second time tonight. Matt Ratliff now will come to the plate. He took a walk back in the first inning, but it was stranded at second. So just to recap, 8 out of 9 outs now via the strikeout. Folkard just missing his spot there. What a no-pitch swing and a miss. And the runner holds at first. Didn't want to test Bruno Montroni's
good
cannon.
Good bounce by Montroni to get out of that stance and get out and spring and get that ball. Make sure the Patat does not get down to second base.
One pitch. That misses to go to 2-1.
Good snap on that ball. Adam Folkard. Even the count up to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. No score here. We're in the bottom of the third inning.
2-2 pitch. And that just missed out. Bruno Montroni dipping his head a little bit, now asking the umpire where that pitch was located. 3-2 on the batter. Runner will be going from first base here with 2 away in the inning. Slice down the third base side, foul. We are in the bottom of the third inning right now. No score between these two clubs. Circle Tap, the home team here this evening. Coin flip determines home and away in these situations. And strike 3 on the outside corner, and Ratliff was not happy with the call. And Adam Folkard does his job and finishes off the inning. Serge Laflemme letting the Circle Tap bench know that don't get too excited as we start to see the emotions rise a little bit, Joe, in the deeper we go in the bracket.
Yes, the intensity level increases.
Intensity, that's a good word to use. All right, we'll be right back. This is the 2018 ISC World Tournament, watching on the ISC Network.
When you're in St. John's, Newfoundland, you're at home. And you're never more at home than when you're at Kelly's Pub, right on famous George Street. Traditional live music and some of the best fish and chips in the city are what you'll get at Kelly's. One of the top fastball sponsors in the country is right here in St. John's. Kelly's Pub, live music, great food, and friendly service. Right around the corner is Three Cheers Pub, home of the three-time Canadian national champions. Three Cheers is downtown St. John's friendly pub. Affordable drinks and great staff with buckets all day, every day. Three Cheers Pub is a proud fastball sponsor. Kelly's Pub and Three Cheers Pub, come and make yourself at home.
Nick Shales to lead things off for Hill United here in the top of the fourth inning. Flew out to
for all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey. For players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sport.
Roman Godoy back to work, trying to match Adam Folkard pitch for pitch. United's got to Godoy 3 times tonight with some solid hits. Double play back in the third, taking Circle Tap back to the dugout as Carril chopped it to the third baseman. So some good defense behind Godoy.
Come on, Nicky.
1-1 pitch, Shales back to the pitcher. And he will be erased for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Bruno Montroni. Grounded out to the shortstop back in the first, 0 for 1.
Good defensive positioning by Roman Godoy after releasing that ball to be able to field that ball cleanly and a good soft underhand toss for the first out of the inning.
Trying to get Montroni to chase. That's not going to work.
No.
One and one offering. A little high. Make it 2-1. And now Godoy just missing his spots, and he's fallen behind 3-1 to Montroni.
I think it's the first time tonight, I believe, is it not, that he's been behind in that count?
He's been pretty close all the way through up until this point. Now has some work to do, and he'll go too low there, and a walk issued to the Hill United catcher. Jason Hill due up, strikeout victim back in the second inning. So Hill United's been able to get base runners on 3 of 4 innings here so far tonight. And if you're Circle Tap, that's playing with a little bit of fire.
Just one runner to second base so far for the Hill United Chiefs. No, sorry, 2. The double back by Brad Ezekiel. And then the single by Shane Boland, moving him up to second. But both getting stranded.
1-0 pitch. And we talked about it, Joe, that can't really use the changeup unless some other pitches are effective. And right now, those secondary pitches not fooling Hill United.
Yes, he's just going to work a little closer with Leo Latasa.
So now Circle Tap wanting to discuss again what's going on. 3-0 count on the batter. Good eyes by Hill, and back-to-back walks now. A rarity for Godoy, and Jeff Ellsworth will step up to the plate. Struck out looking in his first plate appearance back in the second inning. Now he's got runners on the bases, and we're going to get a pinch runner here, I believe, going out to second base. And it looks like, see if we can get a number here.
Is that Pablo?
41?
I think
no, that can't be 41. Sorry.
No, I believe it's Pablo Miglivaca, but I'm not sure. I think it is, but
67.
No, it's
Benny Weidman.
It's Benny Weidman.
Yep.
The milkman.
Benny Weidman will be pinch running at second base for Montrone. Just one out in the inning. And now the DP Ellsworth stepping up to the plate. I was going to say, if Justin Schofield was going out to run, that'd be a very, very strange managerial call.
Don't think we'll see that one.
No, not at all.
Or somebody lost a bat.
That's right. So Ellsworth can do some damage here as he takes the first pitch for a ball. And Godoy having trouble finding the strike zone here in the top of the fourth inning. There's a strike. Ellsworth shakes his head in agreement. But you're not going to attack the ball when the pitcher's had trouble two batters ahead of you. Now you'll look for a swing from Ellsworth here if anything's close. Trying to get that runner in from second base. Circle Tap playing deep in the outfield. Trying to keep everything close to him. And nice job by Lataja to block that pitch and keep the runners planted at their respective bases.
Couple free passes issued by Roman Godoy this inning. See if Hill United can take advantage of those.
Game results made up of little moments throughout the innings that are played. This is one of them. We talked about runs coming at a premium tonight. If you look at the scorecard up until now,
it's been pretty clean, really, other than 3 hits for the Hill United team.
Tap to the third base side. They got to go to first, and they'll not get Ellsworth. Speed down first base, and now the bases are loaded with only one away.
Great wheels there by Ellsworth going down that line. Tom Crouch fielded the ball really clean. Fired a good throw over to first base, but the wheels of Ellsworth ran that ball out. Bases are now loaded.
That'll bring up Mark Johnson, who flew out to center field back in the second, 0 for 1, but that flyout at the time would have been deep enough to drive in a run, so sacrifice fly comes into play here to break open the scoring. And now the manager coming out of the bench to discuss things with his defense.
Scott Standifer out there for the Circle Tap team, discussing the strategy. If the ball's coming to you, where are you going with it? We're trying to get a double play to get out of this inning.
Well, we saw that in the ISC 2 championship game, Joe. Double play made to get the team out of a tough situation.
Exactly. So good test here for the Circle Tap Dukes defense.
Going to work now is Godoy on Mark Johnson. Again, looking at Circle Tap's list, they have a couple of pitchers on the bench, but right now it's all Roman Godoy. Godoy, of course, has pitched all innings for Circle Tap up to this point. Bases loaded for the Chiefs here in the top of the fourth and threatening. Nowhere to put Johnson. Not fooled on that pitch.
Godoy putting himself in a hole now, behind in the count. Has to go at Mark Johnson.
Shakes his head. Nope, not getting him to swing at that one. And now Godoy in a deep hole, 3-1. Nowhere to put the batter.
You're really going to have to pick a great corner here.
And that's low. Gets by the catcher. 1 run will score. Runners will hold up. So it is a walk to Johnson, and Godoy with 3 walks this inning. Uncharacteristic.
A walk to Johnson with an RBI.
So now Shane Boland had a single back in the 3rd inning. He was doubled up as Circle Tap got out of the 3rd. Now Boland has a chance to really put Circle Tap in a hole here.
For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey for players and teams.
Again, just with 1 out, so Circle Tap have to be at their best in defense.
A lot of room down that right field line if he can hook it opposite field.
Big gap also between right and center field. Leo Latassa and Serge Laflemme kind of not agreeing at the same, not on the same page right now.
That taken for a strike, 1-2. Here up in the booth here with their windows closed, Latasha yelling for time.
Well, he wants to make sure with that runner at third base. Jason Hill at third, Jeff Ellsworth at second, Mark Johnson at first.
One of the key points, Joe, in this inning, Jeff Ellsworth legging out that infield hit with runners at first and second.
Never take anything for granted. Run everything out.
2-2 pitch to first base. Makes the catch. Unable to make the tag, though, to double up the runner. A nice play by Blair Ezekiel to haul that in, or that spelt trouble. So Boland erased on the fly ball to the first baseman. And now James Todhunter coming up. Todhunter had a single in the third, 1 for 1 tonight.
Great play by Blair Ezekiel, but a good defensive or offensive slide to get back to the bag by Mark Johnson to avoid that tag.
If that ball was even half an inch higher, that was going into right field.
And potentially 2 more runs.
So now with 2 away and the bases loaded, 1 run already in. Pushed in by a bases loaded walk. Roman Godoy trying to get out of the top of the 4th here. Trying to minimize the damage at this point. Because the guy in the other dugout, Adam Folkard, has 9 strikeouts in 3 innings. He's only allowed 1 hit. Oh, 0-1 offering, and that sails in for strike number 2. So Todhunter finding him in the hole very quickly. That just missed. 1-2.
Todhunter, a number 9 batter for the Hill United Chiefs, but well respected in this loop.
4 for 8 in the tournament so far. So when you got your bottom of the order producing hits, that's a good thing. Trying to produce one here. Back to the pitcher. Godoy will go to first, and that will do it for the Chiefs' threat in the top of the 4th. But they get 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. This is the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario. You're watching it on the ISC Network.
For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
To the bottom of the 4th we go, and Circle Tap has their 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up to face the one and only Adam Folkard. Tempers flaring a little bit back in the 3rd with Circle Tap hitters, not agreeing with some of the balls and strikes. We'll see what transpires here. Manuel Godoy, Blair Ezekiel, and Tyler Dudley, the names on the jerseys.
Circle Tap have been out hit 4-1, but they're only down 1 run.
Well, whenever you have the bases loaded, Joe, with less than 2 out, you only get 1 run. That goes victory to the defense.
Yes.
Now Manuel Godoy, looking back, seems to be a little more receptive to the explanation.
No.
That slam deep right field, and that's going to land in the Gardens. And Manuel Godoy has quickly tied this one up with one swing of the bat.
Certainly got all of that pitch as he drove it at right field. Nico Carrillo moved back, but the ball was probably 8 to 10 feet deeper than that fence line at 250.
Well, goes to show you how important those runs stranded on the base paths were back in the top of the inning.
Exactly.
Because now we're all tied up. Blair Ezekiel coming up to the plate. Strikeout back in the first. Whoa, look out. Ezekiel able to peel away from that inside offering. Volkard not happy with allowing the home run, which pitcher is. Seems to be trying to put a little more zest into the delivery here against Ezekiel, but he's down 3-0 in the count. Three-0 pitch is a strike. Slap to the second base side, picked up by Todd Hunter, and he'll make the throw to first base for the first out of the inning. Tyler Dudley coming up, struck out back in the second. That is the first recorded out that was not a strikeout for Circle Tap.
Great first 3 innings there by Adam Volkard.
I'd like to welcome all of our viewers from across Canada, the U.S., and beyond. Glad you can join us all week long on the ISC network. Swing and a miss by Dudley for strike number 1. Best thing about it is games are archived, so if you want to go back and catch one you missed, you can. You can also hit the replay button if you want to review Manuel Godoy's home run. Go back a little bit, then catch up by hitting live. And you don't get to see our faces, just the diamond and the action.
Aren't they lucky?
I think I have blueberry pie around my cheeks, so
I
haven't cleaned up yet. 1-1.
Vanilla,
2-1 is the count.
Vanilla ice cream, too.
Swing and a miss. Big cut by Dudley to even the count up to 2. And now Volkard sitting at 3-2 on the batter. Almost like he's pushing it at times here, Joe, trying to maybe do too much.
Yeah, I think he's really trying to maybe work outside of his own capabilities, but.
And that missed for a ball and a walk for Dudley, so. After Godoy found his troubles in the top half of the inning, Adam Volkard having some issues in the bottom half. Manuel Godoy home run, solo shot to tie things up, and now the walk to Dudley. Zane Van Lieshout coming up to the plate. He struck out back in the second.
Adam Volkard and Bruno Montroni to make sure they're both on the same page. Get back to that pinpoint control that they had in those first 3 innings.
Gets Van Lieshout to swing there. This is the second game of a 3-game night. Times got pushed back a little bit because of some rain. Looks like we're clear of the rain right now, but expect to be cloudy overnight. 1-1 pitch is low and inside, make it 2-1. Great night for ball.
22, 23 degrees, I believe, right now. Most of the crowd sitting around in their short sleeves.
Two 2-1 pitch, and strike is called to even things up at 2. Two pitch. Top to the pitcher. Folkard will have to go to first. As the runner advances, Dudley sitting at second. But now 2 away with Lucas Lataja coming up to the plate. He struck out back in the second inning as well.
Good jump off that bag by Tyler Dudley. There's no way that Adam Folkard would have had a shot at him at second base.
Blocked by Montroni, but Dudley has enough speed to get down there to third.
Good anticipation, good read there by Tyler Dudley.
No hesitation. As soon as that ball was in the dirt, he was off. Latasha behind that. And he's behind in the count now, 1-2. Hate to leave a runner stranded at third base at this point. You've tied it up. Dudley can help you take the lead here.
Latasa calling time, going to go to the bench. I believe he's going to get another glove. I believe the leather webbing was broken. Going to get his...
Oh, you mean Montroni?
Or sorry, Montroni. Sorry, you're right. Coming back with a white glove. Catchers always have their favorite glove too, and he's probably got somebody working on it on the bench.
Great pitch. As Latasha strikes out for the second time on the night, strands the runner at third base, but Manuel Godoy with the solo shot to tie things up at 1 will head to the top of the 5th inning, due up for Hill United. Brad Ezekiel and the number 2-3 hitters as well. This is a 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario. You're watching it on the ISC Network.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York or see us online at MrNedNYC.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Var Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program.
Denison Car and Truck Rental, Golden Triangle Glass, Green Horizon Sod Farms, and Jocelyn Insurance.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. Hill United Chiefs stepping up to the plate. Brad Ezekiel, Nico Carril, and Nick Shales will be the batters. Ezekiel 1 for 2 on the day. Solid double back in the 1st inning, and then a fly out to right in the 3rd. He's been on a tear this tournament. Seven for 13, 4 home runs. He's definitely been a spark for this Hill United Chiefs team. Looking to create more spark here in the top of the 5th inning with the score tied at 1.
Just as we had talked about in the ISC 2 championship game, the team that makes the least number of errors and doesn't put themselves in positions like that will walk away with the victory in this type of game. No errors on the board for either team right now.
Couple of mistakes.
Yes.
The 3 walks by
Free
Godoy,
passes.
free passes, and then a hanging pitch by Folkart to allow Manuel Godoy to tie things up, but
that 1 walk scoring too.
One pitch inside, and that's going to allow Ezekiel to walk down to first base. So again, the leadoff runner on, leadoff batter, and Nico Carril coming up to the plate 0 for 2. It's been a tough go for the number 2-3 hitters in this Hill United lineup, Joe. Production not quite where I'm sure they want it to be, and we'll see if they can get something rolling here.
See if they can pull themselves out of the rut. I'm sure each time they go back to the bench after not having a great time at bat, they're retracing their steps and the pitches that they saw. What can I do next time to make sure I do better?
Carril able to hold up. Appeal down to first base, no swing.
Alan Blanchard from Lodi, California at first base. Kevin Wallace from Shipman, Illinois at third base.
Carril wanted that one. In his wheelhouse, fouled off.
Good shot of the base runner there, Brad Ezekiel, just going off camera.
One-two pitch, fouled off. Carril stays alive.
Carril liked that high pitch, so we'll see what Roman Godoy comes back with here. Nothing but pepper.
And a little salt in the wound as Creel goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Nick Shales 0 for 2 on the night, fly out and a ground out to the pitcher. Looking to unleash something here and get himself something to build on offensively. That was called a strike, and Shales immediately reacting. Has to take a step away from home plate. Just seems, Joe, sometimes when things aren't working for yourself, everything else works against you too.
Yes, you just have to turn the flip that coin and make sure that everything starts going your way. And that just comes from working hard, staying focused.
Down the first base side, nice stab by Blair Ezekiel. The runner will move to second, and Shales is erased for the third time tonight. Got the bat head on the ball, but just couldn't drive it past Ezekiel, who made a nice stab at it down the line. Now Bruno Montroni coming up to the plate. A walk and a run scored for Mr. Montroni here this evening. Flared to right field. Look out as the right fielder stumbled. Manuel Godoy came in and looked like he stepped in a little bit of a rut, and he's trying to walk it off, holding his left leg. He was able to make the catch, and Circle Tap gets out of the inning. So runner stranded at second. We're still tied at 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
To an ISC event? Then stop waiting. Check out our website or social media pages to see when the next event will be near you and come be a part of the experience.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Guillermo Patat, Tom Crouch, and Federico Eder, the batters lined up for Circle Tap. Game tied up at 1. I'm Steve Saber along with Joe Todd. Glad you can join us for this ISC World Bracket game here tonight. It's been a good one so far. We've seen a little bit of everything. We'll have to keep an eye on Circle Tap's Manuel Godoy as well, Joe. He came in to make a catch there to end the last inning and looked like he hit a rut in right field and was grabbing his knee as he was coming in.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. He's a big part of that Circle Top lineup.
I brought my glove.
Okay.
I'm available.
Pinch hitter? I don't think your name was on the roster. Not that I can remember.
Guillermo Patat here up to the plate for Circle Tap. Fouls that one off. Had a single back in the 3rd inning, 1 for 1 on the night. He was stranded there at first base as Folkard mowed down the rest of the crew. Ran into some trouble, though, in the 4th as Manuel Godoy popped a home run solo shot. That tied up the game, and then Dudley also got on base with a walk, but he was stranded at 3rd. So 10 strikeouts on the night for Folkard.
10 out of the 12 outs recorded by Adam.
One-two pitch. Look out. Fouled over the screen and at a play. Looks like the umbrellas have popped out. Joe has got a little bit of drizzle again here at the ballpark. Wind picking up a little bit here. Sure, they'll do their best to get the rest of this game in before anything.
Patat with a real tight batting stance there.
Just missed that one. It's popped out of play to the third base side. And if you look at the way where he stands, he's tucked right in the back near corner towards the catcher, trying to maximize every second he has to react to a pitch. And apparently, poutine's on the menu as well. My goodness. You know, I'm surprised they just didn't set me up in the concession stand with a microphone.
Next time. The next time it's hosted by Kitchener, we'll make sure you got a few hours downstairs.
2-2 count here on Patat. Chopped off the plate, goes to foul territory. And the at-bat will continue. So if they can't get the next game in, Joe, what's the protocol?
Well, and they'll wait it out for as long as they can tonight, and then they'll probably have to try and figure out a time slot early tomorrow sometime. I know there is another diamond open at Bud, but I would doubt if they would play it down there. They would probably try and shift a game around. It's hard to say what the World Tournament chairman would have the final say on that.
2-2 pitch down the first base side, and that's foul. Touch foul territory on the way out, so good battle here by Patat, keeping it at 2-2, looking for something to drive. And that rolled along the ground. So 3-2 now on the batter, and Patat trying to work his way on here in the bottom of the fifth.
Great plate appearance here by Patat.
Three-two pitch, and right to the shortstop, Shales. Didn't have to move. And first out of the inning is recorded. Tom Crouch coming up to the plate. Strikeout back in the third inning. His second plate appearance of tonight.
Adam going right at Tom Crouch, picking up that first strike. Pitch just off the plate, but Crouch swinging at it. Now down 0-2. I don't know what we're doing there, but Glasses were fogging up maybe.
Yep, Folkard's wearing glasses, and apparently there was a clean spot on the second baseman's jersey that they could wipe it down.
what you do for your teammates.
And it worked. Strikeout. Crouch. Second out of the inning. Federico Eder coming up 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts. So more Folkard like this inning in the 5th. Good spot. Ventroni wanted the call but didn't get it. That one able to slice the corner for a strike. And Eder down behind the count. Wondering what he can do to try to make some contact. 1-2 offering. Change-up foul, that'll play. One-two pitch, a little too high. Folkard missing on that one. Evens the count at 2.
Folkard trying to keep the bases clean. Good close game like this. Want to keep it that way for as long as you can.
It's almost like a long-distance race where you wait to that last moment to bust loose and sprint the last, 200 meters.
Yep. You're always hoping your opponent's going to hit the wall and not you.
Now a discussion coming up here, and it's going to be a walk. A count issue, the home plate umpire checking with the first base umpire. So it is a base on balls for Eder, I believe.
Yes.
Matt Ratliff now will be the batter, and he is 0 for 1, strikeout and a walk. Now with 2 away, he steps to the plate with a runner at first. This is where we need our sideline reporter, Joe, right behind home plate.
Yes.
Give us the ins and outs of what everybody is saying.
Yep.
Fouled off first base side. Well, you got to hand it to Circle Tap after the first couple innings with Folkard in control. The last 2 here, batters have been on them. They've been fouling off balls. Their timing's been okay. They're patient at the plate.
Yeah, they've been a lot better in the second half of the game.
Towel's been called.
You always talk about that second time through the order, people picking up the nuances of the pitcher and the sequencing of pitches.
Nick Shales will dry up the ball for Adam Folkard, and they'll keep that towel out in the field. Shales will tuck it into the back of his pants. So Shales' tail will help keep Folkard's pitching going here.
Ratliff all even with that 2-2 count now.
So the rain steady here as we march through the bottom of the 5th inning. Water creating some glare on the behind home plate shot, which we'll attend to in just a moment. 3-2 count on the batter right now in Ratliff. Folkard trying to get out of the inning, and Ratliff fouls that one off. Bonchoni will throw it down just for good measure, but it was a foul ball, so Eder scampers back to first base. Eder getting on with a 2-out walk. Ratliff trying to extend the inning at least. Punch out strike there. And Ratliff not too happy with the call, but he's caught looking for the second time tonight. And that will strand the runner at first base. So Adam Folkard works his way out of the issue, and we go to the top of the 6th with the 5, 6, and 7 hitters who have done some damage tonight for the Chiefs. This is the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario, and you're watching it on the ISC Network. We go to the bottom of the 6th, or the top of the 6th inning, pardon me, with the Hill United Chiefs sending Jason Hill, Jeff Ellsworth, and Mark Johnson to the plate. Couple of walks and a single for those 3 batters coming in as we get our camera wiped off here as the rain continues to fall over the Peter Holman Ball Yard. Roman Godoy still doing the work for Circle Tap. And Jason Hill will step in to lead things off. Earned a walk and then ended up stranded at third base. That's flared down the right field line, but that's going to sail foul as it just couldn't get down fast enough inside the chalk. So Hill will come back to the plate and resume his at-bat. Just tipped that off the bat to stay alive in the count, 2-2. Five, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Hill United Chiefs. All of them have reached base tonight. In fact, they were the trio stranded after they loaded the bases for the second time. Hill right on the ball right now, seeing it well from Godoy.
Hill has 6 runners on base. 4 of those runners have been in scoring position.
That's not a statistic that you like to see creep up too high. You'd like to see no runners left on base.
Exactly. It just means that you're missing that big hit, that clutch hit.
That's popped up on the infield. Calling for it is Dudley, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Jeff Ellsworth coming up to the plate now. Infield single back of the fourth, a strikeout in the second. He's on that one right away down the third base side, foul. Quick hands through the strike zone.
Ellsworth legged out that single back in the 4th inning that kept the rally going for that Hill United. The inning that they scored that 1 run. Good speed of Ellsworth going down that line.
To the second base side. Oh, it hops up. Throw to first. Not in time. And for the second time tonight, Ellsworth legs it out. Tyler Dudley got eaten up on a ball that he should have had. And Ellsworth is on.
Heat of 4 for Dudley, but tried to get moved fairly well going to his left and just unable to track it down, and the good wheels of Ellsworth kind of intimidated him maybe.
So Mark Johnson will be the batter now. A walk back in the 4th inning and a fly out to center field. Well, it doesn't matter how you get on, Joe. It's when you get on.
Yes.
Another opportunity here for Hill United.
Mark Johnson with the lone RBI for the Hill United Chiefs so far with that bases loaded walk. Roman Godoy working ahead. 1 strike on Johnson. Pitch high out of that strike zone now.
I haven't seen too many Roman Godoy changeups as of late, Joe.
No, he hasn't thrown that since early in the game, has he? Planted the seed a couple of times, but he'll have to bring it back only at that special time.
Ellsworth slides in, stolen base.
Leadoff call at first base on Jeff Ellsworth for the second out of the inning.
Walks by the first base umpire.
Alan Blanchard from Lodi, California.
So Ellsworth gets yanked off the bases with the leadoff, and now 2 away. Mark Johnson still at the dish. Looks like a hit and run was on there, Joe. And
trying to get an inning going. Trying to get something rolling. Getting late in the game now in the 6th inning.
Circle Tap is the home team, so they'll have last crack.
Ball high into that strike zone.
There's a called ball. Looked like the home plate umpire was ready to punch him out.
Godoy had a little snicker on his face.
There's the changeup.
Yeah, you called it.
Waiting for one of those to appear sometime, and a strikeout again for Godoy to end the top of the 6th inning. So Circle Tap Dukes coming up with the heart of the order, looking to gain an advantage. It is the 2018 ISC World Tournament here in Kitchener, Ontario, and you're watching it on the ISC.
Jukasa Radio 93.5 FM, operating from the 6 nations of the Grand River Territory, is dedicated to the promotion of Indigenous culture, positive initiatives, language, and music to our youth. We offer a unique blend of top 40, hip-hop, R&B programming, and Indigenous music. You can count on Jukasa Radio 93.5 FM to help your voice be heard. Our interactive call-in shows feature locally produced news, sports, health, current affairs, and social issues. Unique programming with an Indigenous perspective. Listen live at jukasaradio.ca or download the Jukasa Radio app free from your app store.
Bottom of the 6th inning we go with Manuel Godoy, Blair Ezekiel, and Tyler Dudley due up here in the Circle Tap Dukes lineup. Godoy with the big stick for the Dukes so far tonight with that solo shot back in the 4th inning. Seems to be okay. He took a little stumble there in right field to catch a fly ball, but no harm, no foul. Godoy showing a bunt and missing terribly on it. 0-2. Pitch on the way. Missed on the outside part of the plate, 1-2.
I'm not sure if it's raining or not. I can't tell. There's hardly any umbrellas up. There's a few people with ponchos on, but I think they just left them on.
See some Kitchener-Holman Cubs walking around the field. They're scheduled to play the New York Gremlins next. Late night affair. Chop to third base. Quick throw and not in time. Bolin trying to get a grip on the ball, but Godoy with good speed down the line, and he's on first.
Charged an error off to Shane Bolin on that play at third base.
So now Blair Ezekiel coming up to the plate. Blair, a strikeout and a ground out to second base here. A definite bunting situation to move the runner to second, but how many opportunities will they give Ezekiel to do that? Corners are just inside the bags. They'll wait till he shows bunt before they move any further in.
Adam working high and tight on that pitch.
Shows bunt, chops it foul. I don't want to say it's a tough call, Joe, but I mean, you've got your fourth hitter here. Tie game, you know, he could have an opportunity to really put a charge into one.
Yeah, this late in the game, though, when you're tied 1-1, I think I'd be going with the bunt personally, but a lot of players and managers have gone away from that. But this late in the game, yes, I think I put it into play. Leadoff batter on base, bottom of the 6th inning. I know that'd be my call.
Well, you look at that potential run at first base, that's the go-ahead run, and then come in and shut things down in the top of the 7th.
Exactly.
But Ezekiel will take a walk, so now runners at first and second with nobody out. And Tyler Dudley coming to the plate, a walk back in the 4th and a strikeout in the 2nd. And now they'll come out and chat about what's going on, as you don't see this too often, Joe. As
John Hill going out to call time and talk to the infield. The situation is with the task at hand. And potentially, where are we going with that ball? If the ball is hit to me, be prepared.
And we got a pitch runner on first base, number 1, Derek Venentum, up and running for Circle Tap. So he'll take the place of Blair Ezekiel at first. Manuel Godoy is sitting at second base. And Dudley now will step to the plate and try to keep things going.
That's the 4th walk issued by Adam Folkart tonight.
Well, he only came into tonight with 5 walks altogether, so now a definite bunting situation here, Joe, trying to push runners to second and third. Still nobody out in the inning. And Folkart falls behind 2-0 here.
Needs to be very careful with Tyler Dudley at the plate. Tyler looking down at third base for the signal.
Takes a strike that time.
Great movement by the Hill United infield.
Two-one pitch on the way. Dudley squares to bunt again, takes another strike. Execution so important at this point in a game. Those bends have to go down to get those runners advanced. 2-2 now, the count on Dudley.
Adam Folkart has to go in and challenge Dudley in this situation. Do not want to get yourself into a full count.
And
just about puts Dudley on the ground. Not sure if he hit him. He got him on the inside of the kneecap, inside the rib.
He's certainly acting like he got hit.
Yes.
I was blocked out. I saw the ball coming to the inside part, but because Dudley's a right-handed hitter, and they're going to bring out the trainer and take a look. So we have a little bit of a timeout here as Dudley, it looked like he took it off the arm. And they're going to take him off. So when the pitch came inside and he went to move, it looks like it caught his left arm, and he's holding it very, very gingerly. So that's going to be it for Dudley. They're going to have to sub someone in for him. So for the Hill United Chiefs, that spells trouble too, because another runner gets on, and that's going to load the bases.
Yeah, runner now and 2 runners in scoring position. Bases are loaded here.
We'll see who's coming out of the dugout for
the pinch run.
Circle tap.
At least in this instance, potentially they could make another change for defense later.
So here's the recap of the inning. Manuel Godoy gets on base via the error, Shane Boland. And then Blair Ezekiel draws a walk. He gets substituted for by Derek Venentum to run. And then Tyler Dudley up at the plate and batting from the right side, high inside pitch. And as he tried to get out of the way, it looked like that pitch hit his left arm, which would be the bottom arm of the bat. And he went down in extensive pain and was quickly taken off the field. And that's going to set something up here. We'll see who goes on base. But
Sayersville Fun has the change that Scott Sandifer relayed to him. We will have to catch that now.
Well, now Daniel Dalton's coming up to the plate to hit. The count's at 2-2. We still have runners at first and second. So this is where the explanation would be nice if we had someone closer to the field. So
yes.
The count is 3-2. So the ball did not hit. Was it the way he landed on the ground? So,
yeah.
So did it?
Well, Bruno Montroni caught the pitch. That was the part that was confusing to me.
So it's a 3-2 count on Daniel Dalton, who comes in to hit for Dudley, who was escorted off the field. So Dudley takes the count. That's 3-2, inherits it from Dudley. We'll have to find out what the issue was. And it'll be a walk for Dalton. So we'll have to find out what the issue was, Joe. I don't know, because the way it was a high pitch inside, Dudley went down, but when he landed, he started writhing in pain. So
maybe it was the way he fell on his arm?
Potentially. So that's the only thing I can think is, number one, he was in the motion of swinging, and it was considered a foul ball.
He went down hard.
Or he went down hard in the way he landed. The count was 2-2 at the time.
Yeah.
And then when Dalton came up, it was 3-2. So
bases are loaded here, none out.
Zane Van Lieshout coming up to the plate. Hopefully we can find out some more information for you on that play.
Our Cub reporter Blair Setford's gone downstairs to see if he can find the details.
Nonetheless, it's trouble for Hill United here in the bottom of the sixth with the bases full of Dukes. We've seen this scenario before in this game when Hill United had their bases loaded. They scored a run, but that was it.
Infield playing right on the line for Hill United. Crouching in even. Big part of the game right here. We said it was going to be a low-scoring game.
Two-one pitch called strike 2-2. Van Lieshout asking where it was in the zone. Thought it may have been up a little bit. Now it's evened up 2-2. Swing and a miss for the first out of the inning. Now Lucas Lataja coming up. 2 strikeouts for him tonight.
Strikeout number 13 for Adam Folkard.
And it looks like, are we going to get another runner here at third base? Latasha is coming back to the Circle Tap dugout. Who's going off third base there? So Circle Tap making some changes here. Looks like looking at third base, trying to catch a number. We'll see if we can get the change for you. But it was Manuel Godoy on third. And we did get an explanation on Tyler Dudley. It's the left shoulder. So when he went down avoiding the pitch, Joe, that jarred his shoulder, and that is the issue.
Yes, the shoulder had popped out. He had some earlier problems with that shoulder, and so now it's a reoccurring injury.
So Daniel Dalton came in to assume the count of 3-2, ended up on base with a walk, and that's where we sit. Bases loaded right now for Circle Tap. So if you are following the lineup for Circle Tap, Tyler Dudley out of the game with what we will say at this point in time,
shoulder injury.
Natasha couldn't hold up there. Strike is called.
Real test for Folkard here and the infield for Hill United.
Thanks to Blair Setford for heading downstairs and getting that information for us. And hopefully Tyler Dudley will be okay and be able to make a return. Not tonight, but maybe further on in the tournament. Just one out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Circle Tap threatening and flared to left field, but that's well foul. And it's Julian Fernandez on third base, Joe, number 27, who came in to run for Manuel Godoy. Saw the switch there while there was a little bit of a timeout. So Fernandez at third. You have Dalton on the base pass at first, and Vimentum at second. So Circle Tap has just about gone through its entire substitution list here. 2-2 pitch. Nub to the pitcher. They'll try to go home, and they're going to call foul. Dead ball. Hit the batter. And Lataj is going to take a long walk and try to get feeling back in his toes.
Called immediately by home plate umpire Serge Laflamme and third base umpire Kevin Wallace.
Tough strike to take. Seems to be okay. Or he's covering it up very well.
Bruno Montroni doing the good sportsmanship thing and letting Latasa regroup.
2-2 on the batter now with one away here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Circle Tap threatening with the bases loaded. Two-two pitch. And that's low, ball 3. So this will be an interesting scenario, because you can't put Latasha anywhere on the base paths.
You have to be very careful.
Fouled off. A good rise ball fouled off by Latasha. Stays alive.
Good jump by the Circle Tap base runners at second and third.
3-2 pitch. And that's low. And the go-ahead run is walked in. And Circle Tap leads it 2-1. Lataja draws the walk. Now Guillermo Patat coming up 1 for 2 on the night with the single. Back of the second inning.
The 6th walk that Adam Folkart had issued tonight. As Steve had told you, he'd only had 5 going into this game.
And Patat right on it. That's driven deep to center field. Tagging at third. The runner will score. And a sacrifice fly gives Circle Tap a 2-1 lead. And what happened here? I was looking down at my scorebook, and did they say that
runner left early?
Runner left early?
Well,
they threw him on a
second. Latasa? Yep.
So the run does count to make it 3-1. And Lataja is gunned down at second base as the center fielder got in, thanks to our scorekeepers to our left, keeping us honest. So Patat will be credited with the sac fly to center field for the second out, and Lataja is thrown out for out number 3 to end the inning. But not before Circle Tap scores twice. They just have 2-1 on the board right now. That run on the sac fly. There it is.
There we go. Yes.
Don't have to fix my book again.
My book's a mess already.
So 3-1 lead for Circle Tap. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the ISC World Tournament on the ISC Network.
The annual Boys of Summer Tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced-rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer Tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
We go to the top of the 7th inning and 2 big runs for Circle Tap to take a 3-1 lead. They have a chance to shut it down here. Roman Godoy back out to pitch here in the 7th. There'll be some defensive changes for Circle Tap. They made some substitutions to run. Dudley, of course, went out injured with the shoulder while at bat, so they'll replace him at second. Looks like Blair Ezekiel is back at first base. He was lifted for a pinch runner. Looks like Manuel Godoy is back in right field. And we are set to go. So Shane Boland steps into the batter's box to face Godoy. 1 for 2 on the night with a single. Takes a first pitch strike.
Just got the lineup cards for our next game between the New York Gremlins and the Hallman Cubs. Starting pitchers, Andrew Kirkpatrick for the Gremlins and Emu Mata for the Hallman Cubs.
Sounds like another tight one ahead. Kirkpatrick's had an excellent tournament so far.
Done it with the bat and the pitching.
0-2 count here on Boland. Godoy trying to finish him off, and Boland stays alive. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Godoy to first base. Boland running down the line. He'll get there.
A lot of spin on that ball.
Lot of spin, and he had to be careful because when he took off to first, the ball was in his way, and he had to peel around it and get back on the baseline. And Lataja didn't have a play, so an infield single for Boland on something you don't see every day.
Well, take him any way you can get him at this stage of the game.
Like we said before, it's not how you get on, it's when you get on.
And they need base runners right now.
James Toddhunter up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the night with a single.
So important to get that leadoff runner on when you're down a couple runs from a psychological standpoint.
Circle tap probably could have threatened for more, except Lataja was thrown out at second base. Sac fly to center field. Run scored from third, and then they end up gunning out the circle tap catcher at second to end the inning. So it sits at 3-1 here. Hill United has out-hit circle tap 5-3. One-two pitch. High and outside, evened up at 2.
Godoy trying to work hard with Toddhunter.
Count now pushed to 3-2 as Toddhunter stays alive. Hill United definitely had their chances earlier on in the game in the 4th inning. They loaded the bases up. 1 run came in, the bases loaded walk as Toddhunter strikes out for the first out of the inning.
Really puts a positive effect on that circle tap infield with that strikeout to Toddhunter.
But Hill United had the bases loaded in the 4th. They get a run on a walk, and then that was it. Double play, shut them down. Couldn't score anymore. And now they're behind by 2, back to the top of the order. Brad Ezekiel, a hit and a walk tonight in his 3 plate appearances. 1 swing in the back can tie it up here, Joe.
Exactly. Don't count this team out of it by no means.
Especially with their 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up here. If Ezekiel can get on, and then the heart of the order coming up to bat. And what a time would it be to break out of a slump. Circle tap is the home team, so if Hill United is able to tie or go ahead, the Dukes will get another chance at the sticks. Sky high foul ball will get out of play. That touched the International Space Station and came back out of orbit. Great pitch by Godoy. Strike number 2.
Godoy working his way back now to make it all even.
Chop to the shortstop. This could be 2. Ezekiel too fast though down the line. And he's on with the fielder's choice. That gets rid of Boland at second. And there's now 2 out in the inning with Nick Carril coming up to the plate. So Roman Godoy trying to finish things off here in the complete game. Takes the first pitch strike. even with the loss, the losing team still has a chance to work its way back, but it's a little bit of a longer road. One-two pitch. Fouled off by Carril.
Carril just protecting that plate now. Doing anything he can to stay alive.
This next pitch could be one of the Godoy changeup specials here, Joe.
Yes, you wonder if he has the...
You've thrown some heat. You have Carril swinging. See if he keeps it low with the drop ball or goes for the off speed.
I would think he's going to try and keep it low.
And he does. What a pitch, and Godoy showing some emotion as he picks up a big win for Circle Tap and a huge emotional boost for this club as they beat the Hill United Chiefs 3-1. So the Chiefs drop their first game of the tournament. They'll have to come up the long way. Circle Tap continues to be perfect. Final thoughts on the game, Joe?
Very uncharacteristic by Adam Folkard to have 6 walks in the game. But with the 13 strikeouts, he did have one side of the game going, but just not the walks. Walks got him in trouble and on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Manuel Godoy, solo shot to tie it up after Hill United took a 1-0 lead on a bases-loaded walk and got his team back into it, and then they score 2 in the bottom of the 6th to take the lead. So make the final 3-1 Circle Tap over Hill United. And coming up next, the big game, Kitchener Holman Cubs and the New York Gremlins. Blair Setford and Joe Todd are going to sit in for that one. On behalf of everybody here at the ISC World Tournament in Kitchener, Ontario.